people who harm children don't get to breathe any longer. Placentas and umbilical cords can go for upwards of $50,000 per. The insurance companies are not your friend. They're not your friend. I saw them pull a gerbil out of a man's butthole.
Ashley Duncan, welcome back to the Device Girls.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah. So last time you were here, the stories you shared genuinely broke the internet.
Yes.
People reacted, people debated, people were arguing in the comments. But what we realized after this is people heard the stories without fully understanding them. So today is not just crazy stories, part 2. This is the deeper side, the side of the stories that didn't get told. So let's just jump right into it. Sarah, you want to kick us off?
Okay, so first and foremost, not to drive this into any type of political or any way, but thoughts on recapping, reading through some of the comments on the story of the baby. What was kind of your feeling reading some of those comments?
I had to stop reading the comments.
Okay.
It got really hard. I think most of us feel the same way about people who harm children, especially right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, the world's crazy, with the Epstein files. And again, not to bring this political, but I mean, in my heart, right? And in my soul, I'm like, people who harm children don't get to breathe any longer, mm-hmm. right? You don't get to do that to our babies, protect mm-hmm. our babies. What I didn't know what was going to happen was in the comment section that people were going to be just as hateful as those parents. Mm-hmm. And that's really hard. By no means am I saying that we need to show those parents grace. That's not mm-hmm. what I think that those parents need. I don't know their story. Again, I don't know their situation. I don't know their financial situation. I don't know anything. But what I do know is that's not a place to argue about whether abortion needs to be legal or illegal. That's not my place. Mm-hmm. I think what people don't understand, and this happens so many times, the doctor should have never tried to save that baby, or you guys kept that baby alive or tried to keep that baby alive mm-hmm. for 21 days. Yeah, because that baby was alive when it came in there. Yeah. Doctors take an oath to do no harm. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine if that was your niece or nephew and that mm-hmm. came in? And the doctor didn't try to keep him alive. They just killed him. Mm-hmm. Doctors, for the most part, I've never really met a doctor that was just an evil human being. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe one, and we'll talk later. But doctors, for the most part, want to do good. Mm-hmm. I really do believe that. I think they go to medical school with wanting to help people, wanting to make a difference, wanting to change the world. And when a case like that comes in, imagine how they feel. Mm-hmm. They're doing everything they can to save a tiny baby. And then when they find out that baby didn't make it, imagine how soul crushing that is for them.
An 18-month-old as well, is also not an infant.
Right.
They're a walking child.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this last time. I have a son who is close to the same age. He's 20 months. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I can't imagine, right? But he's talking, he feels things, he's got a whole personality, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, people just got really evil in the comments, and mm-hmm. it really opened up a debate that I just did not see coming. Mm-hmm. I love the comments, that they were praying for the baby and that the baby's in a better place. I 100% agree with that, but I don't agree that the comments is a place to be more evil. Mm-hmm. I already knew that social media was a terrible place to be, but mm-hmm. It just solidified that for me. People got so tacky, and everybody's open to their own opinion, right? And we put things out there to share stories, and we kind of open that up, right? And we We get what we
Mhm.
get, but I definitely didn't think that it was going to be as crazy as it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading through some of the comments and I was like,
You had to stop.
I didn't know people even had thoughts like this
Right.
about other people, just
Mhm.
about like what to do to the parents.
It was sickening.
I
Yeah.
know obviously where these people are coming from, but like I haven't even had a thought like that before.
And I think what's hard is like the whole goal, the whole mission, even behind the podcast, is like to humanize healthcare,
Mhm.
not to drive like more hate, but to allow others to see some of the real, the raw, the trauma, what's kind of behind the curtain of
Yeah.
healthcare that people don't really know and see.
Yeah.
And it is warped and it is wild and it is so much of what a lot of people would not expect.
Yeah.
But it's real life. But it doesn't mean like driving that conversation in a more negative way and bringing more hate into the world. So
Yeah, I hope that all of the people that said, shame on the doctor for trying to keep the baby alive. I just want those people to put themselves in that doctor situation. If this baby came in, burned, screaming, in pain, probably not conscious when it came in. I don't know, I wasn't there, but what would you do if you were the doctor? What would you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You, as a doctor, if you don't try to save their lives, why are you a doctor?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's, again, like this stuff happens all the time, right? And it's not really talked about. And I really do empathize with the healthcare professionals that go home and this weighs on them. Again, in the last episode, we talked about mental health. Imagine that you see stuff like this all the time. You go, and then you have to go home and look at your own kids. Like, heavy stuff.
that's what I was gonna say is like, I think a lot of people just see one clip online and they're forgetting that like there's people on the other side of it. And like, this is real stuff that people have to see and deal with every single day. So like, people need to remember, like, how would you feel witnessing that? How would you feel experiencing that? Yeah, we all feel the same amount of pain and anger under it, but like, like you said, how would you react? How would you handle it? Well, I think a lot of people caught on to it because there was context, but not like a ton of context.
Yeah.
And then they're asking all these follow-up questions, which some of the questions, I think we touched on this last time, but it was like a lot of people were wondering what happened to the parents, what happened to the parents.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out?
No. And that's part of it, guys, is like we as reps, like part of what makes our job so hard is we don't get the follow-up. Even with the patients, a lot of time we don't get the follow-up, right? I knew what happened to that little girl because I showed up to the dressing change, right? And there was no baby. I have no clue what happened to the parents. I probably could have done some digging, right? And like followed it like true crime, but I think it would have just pissed me off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not hard enough on people who harm children. Like for me, throw the book at them. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. You do not get a second chance. Like, bye-bye. Yeah. That's how I would handle it. I don't know. What I do know is one day that those parents are going to have to face their own judgment day.
Yep.
And hell is going to be a real hot place, So all those people that are saying we should burn the parents alive, their day's coming. Yeah. Their day's coming. And it is not on any of us to make that decision.
Nope.
We are not the creator. They will face their judgment day. But I think there's kind of multiple aspects of why people get so fascinated with this. One is I think that people don't realize stuff like this happens. Like they're like, this is not real life. If you don't know somebody that's been through it or whatever, or you're not in healthcare and see stuff like this, they're like, that does not happen. People do not do that. But again, like y'all, the Epstein file should let y'all know this stuff is real. There's demonic people out there. There are crazy people out there. And I think another part of it is just like the world is just so divided right now.
Yeah.
Any chance that people get to just come at each other,
Yes.
fight with each other, they're gonna do it. And that's what this ended up being. People just wanted to come after each other. And I don't know. That's sad to see. I thought if anything, this could bring people together of don't touch our children. But
I agree.
Gotta start a movement, Ashley.
yeah,
Don't touch our children.
don't touch our children.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it.
yeah, unfortunately, right? That shouldn't even have to be a movement. But here we are.
Here we are. Yeah.
So, Ashley, last time you were on the podcast, let's kind of segue here. You tried to keep it as PG as possible,
Yeah.
but we know you have some other stories to share with us. So, what's a story you held back because you felt like it might be too much?
Yeah, and I will say, I held back because my husband literally said, Ashley, do not show them who you really are. And I said, yes, dear. But
Yes, dear.
y'all, I've got stories.
I've
got stories.
All right, so should we start with like, I don't know, the least shocking one first or what? I mean, you just go at it. Let's just hear it.
Yeah. The amount of things that I have seen come out of people's buttholes
Oh my
will
God.
literally make you sick to your stomach.
Okay.
Okay.
We're learning about a world of a different community here.
Yes.
So let's get into it.
Y'all, listen, if you need, just go to a sex store, please. Please just go to a sex store and buy a toy that's like clean and like sanitary. Y'all, I can't make this up. I
Okay.
saw them pull a gerbil out of a man's butthole.
Okay. We have to unpack this a little bit.
Yep.
Explain this to me.
Yeah, so I didn't even know this was a thing. I'm in like my early 20s. I have no idea. I'm like so naive to the world.
Oh,
I get called into a case and they're like, hey, we have to show you this. Like, doctor's so serious. I have to show you this x-ray so you know what we're getting into. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, that's like a normal, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
scrub sink conversation. Hey, come look at this x-ray. Like, here's our game plan.
Be prepared.
Little did I know I was being punked. And I walk up to the x-ray board and there is a dead gerbil. And
So you
this,
just saw
in
all the,
this
like,
guy's
tiny-
intestine.
The tiny gerbil bones.
Tiny little
Or
gerbil
cartilage.
bones.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
Yeah. Apparently it's a thing. It's called gerbling. Give it a Google
Or don't.
or don't.
I mean,
Warning.
Warning.
Explicit warning.
Apparently it is
Oh,
a
God.
sexual fetish
Okay.
to grease up a gerbil and slide it right up in there or have somebody put it in there.
Yeah, how do you we don't even need to
Y'all
know.
don't even know. But all I know is there was this little gerbil with this little string attached to him. And yeah, when I got there, the patient was already asleep. But y'all can imagine that I was like,
Yeah.
hold the phone. Can we wake this guy up? I got questions.
Yeah.
I got questions. How'd you get it to be like, how did you get it to like
First of
cooperate
all-
with you?
Cooperate with you.
How'd you get it in there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's first and foremost.
Ouch.
Secondly, how long has that thing been up there? Because you said
Yeah.
it was dead.
Yeah, because when we got in the OR and we got going, there's one way in there
Mhm.
to get this thing out.
Of course.
Right. And we just start pulling out
Blah.
gerbil pieces, y'all. Little tiny gerbil feet, little tiny tail with a
It
string
was
attached.
in pieces.
It was in pieces. I can imagine the like stomach acid.
That's
and,
what
like,
I
oh,
was
that's like
thinking.
probably decay in it. But
How long do you think that it took that thing to die and break down? Like realistically.
a couple hours for it to die. So from what I've learned from Google and some of the gerbling community is that when it starts to suffocate and die, it has like a panic attack. Basically, it's suffocating. It freaks out and it starts to like scratch its way out. And that's when it's pleasureful. And
do people do this and like end up getting it out before it dies?
Yeah.
Or is this like a common occurrence when this happens, then they end up in the ER having gerbils removed out of there?
I think it's supposed to be the first of those options, but I think it happens.
So you bring it back to life and resuscitate the damn thing.
I think
that's the point of the string, right? So they
I think it dies or is like close to dying, and then they get it out. But y'all have so many questions. Do you give it a bath first? Like, do you sanitize it? Ew. These things have diseases.
Yeah.
Like, is this gerbil fully vaccinated? Is what I want to know. Disgusting. It's disgusting. God. It's dirty. I don't know. To put something living.
To put something, period.
You're better off taking one of those, the little back scratchers that extends and it's going to scratch. You're better off just sticking that up there.
Haley, you are onto something here. You're onto something here.
Like, you know what? Hey, I have a great idea. Let me take a gerbil, put it up there alive and let it die.
Dude, those things like kind of have a sharp though. That would totally perf your bowel. I mean, how are you going to
Yeah, so that's actually why we were in the case is we were repairing the guy's intestines. Like, and here's my other question. Was it worth it? Because now you're like thousands of dollars into a surgery. You're probably got infection in there. The recovery, the embarrassment.
Yeah. Let's also just talk about from a healthcare perspective. We don't want to do that. Like we don't want to help. I mean, we will, of course, but that is not something we want to be subject to. That's not a part of my daily activity.
Yeah. And listen, I already see this in the comments. I see this coming. I'm prepared now. Don't kink shame. Listen, that's disgusting. Kink shame. Ew. Find something better to put in your butthole. I will kink shame you all day long. I do not care. Come for me. That's fine. I'm ready this time to fight back in the comments.
Like that poor gerbil.
That is animal cruelty.
Thank you. I was about to say, who called PETA? Who didn't call PETA is what I want to know.
We need to call animal control.
Yeah. So gross. So
it's just so many
hey, I wonder though, because I've never been in a case like this. Do they call somebody about this? Like on that person?
Oh, that's a good question.
Animal cruelty.
I don't know.
I mean, there's no way they cannot classify that as animal cruelty.
I don't know.
You killed a gerbil with your living human body.
Yo, there's going to be people that are more mad about this dead gerbil than about the boiled baby. Yeah. I can already see this coming. Yeah. I don't know. See, when I'm in the OR, these aren't the things I think about right then. It's things I think about later. Because I'm just so in shock when I'm in the OR and I'm like, wait, what? We're doing what?
And I mean, props to the teams. Like, it seems like no matter what the case is, you're going to go in there and you're going to do your job. Like, it's not like a judgment zone of like, I mean, like, yeah, everybody in there is like, why are we, but they're doing it. Right. But at the end, yes, like you just, whether or not you like to know it, you just stuck trauma with these people and questions for life that like most of them will never get answered. So thank you. It's like,
yeah, I just want to know too, like when he got out of surgery and he had to stay overnight, like, did he call his family and
what do you say?
Hey, I'm in the hospital. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm coming up there. And then they get up there and they're like, why are you here? Like
bowel obstruction.
So I put a gerbil in my butthole.
Yeah.
I would no longer be friends with that human being. Okay.
If that was my kid, I'd be like therapy.
Yeah. Therapy for sure. But y'all, that's just, and Sarah, you were with me. We had this conversation with somebody else. This is like a normal thing, or not normal, but a common thing. This is a common thing that happens. Like we talked to somebody yesterday who saw this exact same case in New York. So it's like this whole underground gerbil fetish.
Which tells me one thing. We're all laughing about it, but not only is it disgusting, it's dangerous. If you want to end up in the hospital,
Yeah.
then just, I mean,
Save the gerbils is what we need to like.
we need to start a
freaking movement.
I can't wait for the new Save the Gerbils merch.
Oh my God.
Please, just have a little
Good
string
idea.
like tied to it. No. Okay, unfortunately, okay, so that's the craziest thing I've ever seen pulled out of a butthole, but I've seen lots of things pulled out of buttholes.
Okay.
We will do this.
Y'all, shampoo bottles, glass bottles,
What?
vegetables, fruit. Come on. Y'all, just go
And
to
let's
the
be
store.
real.
I'm gonna need someone to hop in the comments with like what does the fruit and vegetables do for you? It's just whiter? Like I don't
So,
Oh, God.
Oh, she knows.
not out of a butthole, but
Okay.
out of another hole.
A hoo-ha.
Out of a hoo-ha, we pulled a rotten potato. Again, I have so many
They
questions.
make toys
You-
for a reason.
She came in. It's probably a story, but she came in and said she thought she had an STD. It smelled really bad. Okay, fair. It did stink.
Yeah,
Again,
it's a rotten potato.
It is a rotten potato.
Those
Did
are
you put
horrendous.
it up there and like you
Yeah.
put multiple up there and you forgot how many were up there, so one just rotted, or did you put it in there and you couldn't get it out, and so you were just hoping it was gonna wiggle its way out? I don't know, but again, one thing I do know that all these people have in common is mental health issues.
Mhm.
I'm just-
Yes.
never in my life have I looked at a potato and thought,
That sounds like
that's
Good.
gonna feel good.
Mm.
Never in my life.
You know what's crazy? How do you not feel that all the time? Because I don't know about you, but even when because I'm talking about this because I've heard of people that like have lost tampons up there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how? I can feel when
Yeah.
when it's full. I mean, you're like, yeah, get rid of that thing.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine a
my.
potato that's like this wide.
I can only imagine the only thing that I can rationalize in my head is the embarrassment. Is that they
Yeah.
think that, okay, it's eventually gonna come out, or I'm gonna like try to get it out. And then it's just too far gone. And then you have
Yeah.
to go in.
That's
but
where I think forward thinking is like, maybe let's think about like 2 steps, like
Yeah.
further than you inserting that. What's going to be the outcome? And like what potentially may you have to endure and do like
Yeah.
as a consequence?
I think that common sense is not so common
It's
anymore,
not in the room with
unfortunately.
us.
Like, I'm just saying, if we took
Ah.
all the warning labels off of things, society would work itself out.
Survival of the fittest.
Literally. And then I say that thinking like, so do the grocery stores now put warning labels on potatoes? Like,
Do they put a warning label
Do
at the
not
pet
insert.
store when you buy a gerbil?
I guess so.
Literally. I guess so. This
We're
is
starting
not
a
for-
whole-
We're gonna
freaking
have to.
movement,
Everything
guys.
just has a warning label going
Oh,
forward. But yeah, those are. So that lady did actually end up getting treated for an infection, as you can
Oh, of
imagine. She had
course,
toxic
yeah.
shock. Hello, y'all. That can kill you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It can kill you fast. It
Mhm.
doesn't make you crazy first, but
That's one thing I was gonna say is like, yeah, we're laughing at everything and these are crazy, but like at the end of the day, this is serious. Like
Oh yeah.
you can seriously injure yourself doing these things.
Yeah.
So
And-
like just stick to toys and
And
like
I can
Ashley
low-key
said,
also
just-
see people coming at us in the comments of like, y'all should not be making fun of these people. And we're not making fun. We have been subjected to these sorts of things. They are a part of our story and our life. And like it happens. We don't do these things. Like we're just talking about it. You
Yeah.
know?
And I
like,
bet
it's the real raw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because listen, when I took the job as a device rep,
I didn't say it
never
the
in
job
my
description.
life, I thought, okay, I'm going to help people fix broken bones. I'm going to
Yes.
help people
Yeah.
post mastectomy, nerve repair. Like you go
Mhm.
into these cases that like people, you know, didn't necessarily do this to themselves. And then
Mhm.
you go into those cases and you're like, man, this is really hard to just like empathize or sympathize with these people at all. You did this to
Mhm.
yourself. It is a really hard place to
Mhm.
be in. And I can only imagine doctors too. Like, I don't know. If I was a doctor, I guess the thing that go through my head is like, I have to fix this person again. I took an
Yeah.
oath, but like, can't fix stupid.
Mhm. But the mental health aspect is real. And also like,
It's totally real.
don't come at us for like telling you to seek mental help. Cause like, that's just the facts of it. Cause that's not normal behavior. You know what I mean?
You know, the other part of it too is that like some people are going back to like just what healthcare workers deal with. We don't as much as reps, but like the doctors and stuff. Some people are super overly open and just telling their doctors all their business, all
Oh,
the
yeah.
business that they don't need to be hearing.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they hear it.
Yeah.
They hear it. I'll tell a story actually. We were in this case one time. And this guy, actually I heard about this, but I was there for like the aftermath effects of this.
Mhm.
Rolls in and he's got a pump on his.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I might be naive. I didn't know those things existed. Okay. Yeah. But
I do
nobody
have so many
could
questions about that.
nobody could figure out how to turn it off because he turned it on before he wheeled back there.
Oh no.
So that's
It's not funny,
mental
but it's
health
funny.
because why do you need to be erected and going back to surgery?
nobody could turn it off. So like, what did y'all do?
So
ChatGPT.
good old Google. I think it was ChatGPT.
It's a YouTube video.
So apparently in the
Oh my
the circular objects down there in the balls, there are buttons.
Oh,
The
my
buttons sit down in the balls.
inside?
Yep, they're inside. So anyway, so just imagine like healthcare workers have to fondle you basically just to get your
Mhm.
your dingling down. So
Mhm.
maybe don't roll back to surgery like that. But
Yeah.
Oh man.
anyway,
Well, those were I would say like the fun ones, but I have seen and this happens a lot, especially like on border states, but we have had cartels use women as drug smugglers.
Oh
Mhm.
gosh.
Yeah. And they smuggle their drugs. They make these women smuggle their drugs like by
Inside.
inserting the drugs into their butts. And it's awful. I can't, first of all, I just can't imagine that situation for that poor woman. Like,
Mhm.
I'm sure they don't do that comfortably.
Mm-mm.
no
And
way.
they think, if I do this, this is going to be my chance. I pay this debt to have a chance at a better life.
Mhm.
And maybe not even, maybe they do it to them
Well,
more than once. You know, maybe they're like,
let's talk about how dangerous
enslaved
that
to
is.
this.
Like one bag of that bursting
Mhm.
will kill you.
yes.
Like,
And they don't care. As long as their drugs get here, they don't care, right? You want to talk about, you know, humanizing this. Like that's, Can't we go back to the old school ways where you like put it in a truck? We to put it in humans and yeah, and it's I'm sure it's not just grown women that they do that to, right?
Oh, for sure.
But we don't hear about these stories all the time.
No.
You know, unfortunately, I don't know that we could handle it if we heard about them all the time. I
No.
really don't. I really don't think that people can handle it. But so that's probably the saddest situation of having to remove something. Yeah, that one was pretty hard.
It's so sad because the other side of that, like you're saying, is so many people live a relatively normal life. So many people are relatively normal and they don't even recognize like the different hardships or how different your life could be if you ended up in, say, a situation like that and you're stuck in the cartel. I mean, a lot of these women don't have a choice. Like they're struck in poverty, or they're just thinking they're gonna make a buck this way.
Yeah.
It is so sad.
Yeah. Or, you know, their children are threatened.
Yeah.
They're trafficked. Like it's
So
there's so
sad.
many situations where
Yeah, the
that could be
trafficking
true.
is-
It's so yeah, that one wasn't as fun to talk about.
Oh, I'm sorry for those patients. Like,
Me too. What happens when they come in though to like remove it? Does anybody get them help?
You know, good question. I don't know. And again, that's a side of like being a rep where we don't always know. And this is the one part about being a rep that I hate. We don't get the follow-up. I want to know. Like, I want to sit back there, wait till this lady wakes up and be like, do you need help? Are you in trouble? I can imagine that even if they were, they wouldn't tell you. They're probably scared for their lives.
Yeah.
I would only hope that hospital administration, they have some sort of process for these situations, but I don't know that to be true. I've never looked into it enough to know. I probably should, but I feel probably like most of us feel of like, and this is terrible because it takes one person to start a movement, right? I feel a lot of times like, what am I going to do about it? I don't have the resources. I don't have the funds. I don't have the right people in my pocket to make change. I don't know. Maybe that's a terrible way of looking at it. I wish I could do more for these patients. I can't even tell you the amount of patients I've gone home at the end of the day. And I'm like, I got to sit with that for a minute. I got to sit with that. Like, I wish there was something I could do. Like, that one really got me, you know, but what do you do? I don't know. Maybe that is what y'all's podcast is for. You know, maybe you guys have like this greater purpose and it's not like, maybe y'all aren't there yet, but I feel something special coming from you guys. So maybe this is it. Maybe we have some like billionaire funder that's like, hey, I know some things. Let me work with the device girls and like, let's change some things. That would be cool. But no, I don't know, guys.
We have big goals the whole purpose of starting this podcast was to impact, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, to share stories from both patient and providers, to allow people to see this industry in a different light. Sometimes that's crazy. Sometimes that's funny. Sometimes that's horrific and sad and tragic. But with like this big end goal of wanting to be a part of philanthropic projects, especially in the medical mission space, and be able to donate to so many different causes and be just help be a light and help, you know, help change the world.
Yeah. You two are the two to do it. So I can't wait to like see how far this takes you guys. But on that note, let's talk about some other crazy stuff I've seen that needs to have some light shed on it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So last time I was here, we talked a little bit about how I was the Botox and filler rep. I want to preface this with saying not one company is guilty of this. There's a lot. There's a lot, and people don't know. But one thing that's not talked about in the aesthetics industry specifically is, well, Sarah, you know, you've had a baby.
Mhm.
You have a baby and they're like, hey, so we're going to take this placenta and this umbilical cord. Y'all, this is something that gets me heated.
Mhm.
We pay ungodly amounts of money to have children.
Yep.
I can tell you it's a big factor in why I haven't had another one yet.
Mhm.
It's so expensive.
Same here.
What people don't know when they go to get their laser or their expensive face cream and it's got umbilical cells, it's got placental cells. These companies buy, I'm using air quotes here, it's technically illegal to buy a placenta or an umbilical cord or any organ.
Mhm.
You cannot sell your own organ. Neither can the hospital. However, companies can make large donations,
Mhm.
you know, to their education, to their
Research.
new West Wing or their new doctor's lounge or, you know, all these donations, kind of like a, you give
Under
us
the
this, but
table.
we'll give you, but we didn't buy that organ. Placentas and umbilical cords can go for upwards of $50,000 per.
Which is insane because that's your entire birthing process, delivery, everything of
Yes.
having that child. And then let's talk about the people that pay thousands upon hundreds of thousands of dollars for IVF.
For IVF, yes.
And like struggle to have kids. And then
so one of the things that just, I mean, after we had our son, all bills totaled up from the beginning to the end was just over $57,000. Somebody needs to start ringing the bell on this. Why are we still paying for childbirth and labor and delivery and the hospitals? If you're going to make the money off of it, I mean, they're just double dipping is what this is. And it's so terrible, but stop making the most beautiful thing of somebody's life the most expensive thing. And then you shy people away from having more children because of that. If you could just say, hey, post delivery, I'll sell you my placenta and my umbilical cord if it takes care of all my bills. You can go make whatever face cream you want out of it. I don't care. I don't care. I think most women would be fine with that.
100%.
So they don't have to feel the financial burden of just bringing a child into this world, you know, like I wanted to be a mom so bad. I had no idea how expensive it was going to be. No idea. And then working on the aesthetic side. And when I found out how much these companies, quote, donate for a placenta and umbilical cord, why are we still making moms pay for it? It is insanity. And the hospital will say, oh, we don't sell them. Yeah, of course you don't sell them. You technically donate them, but then you get other things within your organization paid for. And that is so awful. And don't even get me started on organ transplants. We can go there if you want, but it's just sickening. Like,
and what is it? Because I've never had a baby. What's the process like because I've heard a lot of times it's very difficult to even just like if you want your placenta, isn't it? Like you have to fight them for that.
It costs also thousands of dollars yourself if you want to have your cells and your placental and everything like preserved.
Yeah. I had a friend who did that, but like
I took mine with me.
Did you?
I had it in my birth plan. I got really lucky with the hospital that we delivered at, which was not here. We went to Fort Worth. They were amazing. I told them I wanted to take it, but I had to have the company that froze and encapsulated my placenta. I had to have like all that paperwork at the hospital with me. You can't they weren't going to just let me take it and like dry it out at home. I mean, there's probably ways to do that. It's probably difficult, but I had to like have the company like sign off on the form. My husband had to like get it bagged up and put in a cooler and taken. And he met the lady the very same day in the hospital, and she was in there. So they work very closely with the hospitals. But yeah, it's a process. And the hospital's going to do everything they can to make you keep it. And I've heard, now don't quote me on this, I've heard like if you're a like a Medicaid birth and
you're not given the option,
you don't get the option to take it. You have donate it to the facility. Yeah. It's a scam.
Wow.
It is such a scam. Yeah. My pregnancy could have been completely paid for. We could have started my son's life off with, a savings account versus having to pay off delivery fees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
Not to hop on, I don't even know what you would call this in our generation or just today's society. I guess the red pill or whatever, not to hop on that. But isn't it kind of interesting? Let's just talk about this. How they make giving birth so expensive. And it's kind of like, I don't know how you guys feel about birth control. I mean, I'm on it. I have an ID. But it just is like, it just seems like they don't want people to have as many children anymore, in my opinion. But
Haley went there. Haley went there. Yeah, they definitely don't want us to have as many children. This is not like a secret. I mean, we can go down conspiracy theory rabbit holes all day long. But this is not a secret. They don't want us to have as many kids.
Starting people on birth control at 4. I got on birth control at 15 years old for my periods.
Right. I'll say that. Let me rephrase that. Maybe that they don't want people to not have as many kids, but they want to control the number of kids you have. Do we not think it's weird that everybody gets on birth control now from like, oh yeah, it'll help your periods, it'll help your cramping, it'll help your acne.
Yes.
Okay, there's probably another root cause for those things instead of just controlling birth, which is what it's for. But then all these women are getting off birth control finally when it's time to have babies, and then they can't. Well, don't we think it's weird that IVF is a multi-billion-dollar industry? Yeah, because guess what? Now they're controlling it. Now you have to seek help from the government to have a baby. And then they're going to make money off of you again when they take your placenta and sell it to aesthetic companies or whatever. There's more than aesthetic companies, so I don't want to just throw shade at them. There's all kinds of, amniotic products, umbilical cord products for wound healing or whatever. But y'all, if you think the people at the top want you healthy and thriving, you haven't followed the money long enough.
Nope. Absolutely not.
We don't have a healthcare system. We have a sick care system in this country. And it is so sad. It is so sad. If I could give the listeners any advice, be healthy. Be healthy. Do your own research. Look into things. Look into hospitals. Look into doctors. Like, research it.
Yeah.
The information's out there. You just got to do your own due diligence.
It's true.
And just like you said, with keeping yourself healthy, like exercise, do research on what you should be eating, like keep yourself healthy, because the whole system, if you haven't figured it out yet, it's made so that you can go in there sick and you can pay the piper and get some, pay the big pharma.
Band-Aid.
Yes. Just stick a Band-Aid on it versus educating you on how to be a healthier American.
And that's like a whole other, like separate even conversation than.
We're getting political. I love it.
Because like at the end of the day, like, yes, like the colleagues that we work with, the doctors we work with, the people we work with, like that is their goal, right? But everybody, including us, like we're posted up in this broken system that doesn't allow us the opportunity to do it well. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So I sympathize with the doctors because yes, that is their goal. Yes, like they're here to help heal. That's what they want. But like we're all just subject to this entire broken system. And like don't even get me started on the insurance.
Oh yeah, please, like don't not the insurance. But while we're here and we're heated, let's go ahead and talk about organ donation and organ transplant.
Yes, please.
I was in this case.
Okay.
And I won't even tell you the hospital system because it's all of them.
Yeah.
It's all of them. I was in a case where we were, let me back up and tell the story. A guy was in a car accident. He was in a coma. He had been there for several days and nobody came to identify his body.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Now, I don't know the situation. Maybe the guy was from out of town. I don't know. All I'm saying is it's pretty easy to identify people these days. But this guy happened to be an organ donor. It was posted very clearly on his driver's license that he's an organ donor.
So they knew who he was, but nobody came to claim this person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he was an organ donor and nobody came to claim him, well, now he's a body taking up a room and using up resources. Healthy organs. Yeah. Hospital administration made the choice to pull this man off of life support when he could have probably made it. Again, I'm not God here. I don't know. He probably could have made it, but what was going to be more profitable for the hospital was organ donation. Organ donation is a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. Again, you cannot sell your organs. The hospital cannot sell your organs technically. They say it's organ donation. But what they do on the backside is recoup what it costs them to transplant it, right? And who pays for that? The recipient of the organ. If I'm laying there and I need a kidney, you bet I'm going to find $400,000, $800,000 somewhere. I'm going to do whatever I can. But what happens is, right, these patients have insurance. Hospitals are contracted with insurance companies. They make bukus of money. Transplanting these organs when this patient, when they pass, donates them. Why don't we do the right thing? We have organs to save a life. Why don't we do the right thing? Hospitals make so much money. Why don't we do the right thing and actually donate it to the recipient? I understand everything's a business. I understand, but this is sick, y'all. When they will not keep you alive because they know that they will make more money in transplanting your organs into somebody else and they can bill them and their insurance versus trying to use their resources to keep you alive, you're a liability. They're a dollar sign. I will not ever have organ donor on my driver's license. Everyone I love, I tell them, take it off, unregister to be an organ donor. And listen, I'm not against organ donation.
Yeah.
I have many people in my life that are on a list for a kidney or have lived through like a kidney transplant. Lots of kids, y'all. There's lots of kids now that need these.
But
I'm not against it.
You can still say if you're a match or like if you have a loved one that is in need of something, you can go get tested and you can then say, I'm a match and I want to do that for that specific situation. But I agree. The system and how it is broken.
Yeah. And my husband knows if anything happens to me, I don't want to be a vegetable.
Mhm.
I don't want that
same.
for him. I don't want that for my son. I don't want that for me. That's not a way of life. If something were to happen and he has to make the choice, I don't
Mhm.
want him to sit and like have to think about it. Yes, I want to be an organ donor. Like, go for it. But I
Yeah.
will not have it on my driver's license because I
Mhm.
will not let my life be in the hands of hospital administration.
Yeah.
It's so sick. I mean, y'all, I'm just like fired up about this. It makes people just don't know like what hospitals are doing.
And I agree with you. And that's not coming from a place of like, we don't want to help and we don't want, like, I was telling you, in one of my previous roles, I had the honor of literally going and like spending 2 days at a tissue bank and seeing the entire process of a patient a donor who has passed and is giving their life and every bit of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Their skin, their eyes, their stem cells, their bone, their muscle, everything, and being transformed into grafts. Like that was the most humbling, like emotional work trip I have ever been on, to watch somebody give themselves in that way, because you are going to go on and help hundreds of thousands of patients.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's beautiful. I also am of the mind, like, when I'm gone, I'm gone. Like, if I can help somebody, let's do it. Right. I don't need to be 6 feet under the ground in a box. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
And so I am of that mind, but I think like, I don't want to have that taken advantage of and have like the process be manipulated and add more trauma to as well my family and things like that. Like, we had on a couple guests who, like, one of them, his wife was a doctor, passed away, and I mean, she was an organ donor, and the way they went about trying to take her organs when, like, this was a super
badgering him.
traumatic experience, like. And I understand that there's time barriers on things, but also, like, if you're hooked up to machines and the machines are breathing and working for you, like, you know.
Yeah. The thing about the organ transplant, organ donation system that makes me sick is there are so many kids these days. And I mean, just anyone, it's sad in general, but especially kids, like, especially if that was your kid and they're like, hey, guess what? We found a match. But before you can get this heart, lung, kidney, whatever that's going to save your 3-year-old's life, we're going to need you to go ahead and pay us $70,000. And you're just sick to your stomach. Like, how am I going to pay for this? Like, that's the last thing that these parents need to have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
You have an organ that will save this kid's life. Put it in them. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What is wrong with people? Everybody is about making a buck and shareholders and profits and bottom lines. Like, what happened to people? Just caring for people, having compassion, having love. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie, John Q, but I probably would have held up a hospital for my kid too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. You should not have to go into debt to save your kid. That is, I mean, it fires me up. This is like the one thing in healthcare that just gets me
That's
going.
the most impossible decision. And thankfully, like, yes, you do see all these people when they start these GoFundMes and they start these, like, you know, foundations and things like that to try to get people to donate to the cause. I mean, so often you see people rally and just all over the world, like, good humans. And like, that is the part that it brings me so much joy to see, like, the humanity of people and the love of people to, like, help somebody else.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't have to be like every time somebody's forced into that situation. Every single time.
And it doesn't look, hospitals are making enough money off of the normal everyday things that come in, a broken leg, whatever, like ortho and like neurosurgery are probably two of the biggest money makers for hospitals. And a lot of those cases are like routine, nothing crazy. They're making enough money to keep things going, right? The fact that we're just money hungry and like keeping people alive, you know, making people pay for an organ that could keep them. It's so gross. They make so much money. Like, we can do the right thing here.
I think the common denominator is that like it's not organ donation that's wrong. It's not donating a placenta. It's not any of those things that we're saying is wrong. It is the system. But the problem is the system is so corrupt through and through. It trickles down because just like you're talking about, you know, they take placentas for the amniotic grafts. You want to know how much people sell those amniotic grafts to providers for?
Oh, yeah.
And then same thing with organ donation, or like Sarah's saying, skin and cells and all of that. You know how much the bio goes for? I mean,
Biologics is arguably.
I'm speaking out loud here just from experience within it.
Oh, yeah.
It just trickles down. Every single person involved, money hungry. And it's like, what is the solution here though? Because where do you start, and how do you make this any better? Because it starts from the top.
Yeah.
And if you can't fix this, how do you fix all this?
Now, okay, like if we were to step back and give from a hospital administrative perspective, right? They have a business to run. They have a doors to keep open. They have patients to serve, staff to pay. Okay. So would you argue that it's even as much administration, or we boil this all down to the root cause of insurance and everybody being held captive by insurance companies?
It is insane.
The fact that insurance is dictating care for patients and none of these people sitting behind those desks are clinicians.
And the fact that most of the general population is not educated on the fact that insurance is dictating their care as much as they are.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, we've talked about this before. My parents didn't know certain things about like knee replacements and stuff. They don't tell anybody this. They do not educate anybody on their benefits. Most people don't know what their benefits even mean. I mean, I sure as hell don't.
And what that looks like from
stuff.
a surgical standpoint too, like of even like the type of implants, grafts, equipment, hardware that is going to be used on you and in you in a surgical case based off of your insurance. Why? I mean,
I almost never use my insurance anymore. I have insurance currently because I wanted the health savings account.
Yeah.
So you can get, pre-tax dollars. I advise people to look into that. I almost never give my insurance card when I go somewhere now. Actually, just the other day, I needed a scan here in Abilene. I called the place. I'm like, hey, I want to know what the cash pay price of this scan is. And they were like, oh, it's $600. I'm like, okay, that's still a little pricey. I'm not gonna lie, that particular scan is pretty pricey. She's like, oh, well, do you have insurance? We'll run it through insurance. Sure. I'm like, here's my insurance. Let's see what the insurance price is. $1,800. So the price increased. Here's what they do. They make these contracts with these insurance companies to pay more. You're paying premiums into insurance. So now your $600 scan, after your insurance premium, your deductible, your copay, your $600 scan went to probably $2,200. Let's be for real. The crazy thing is, and I've listened to so many podcasts about this. The guy that opened Ways to Well in Austin, he talks about this all the time. Brigham, like he kind of exposed like the pharmacy benefit managers. You can go pick up your medication, but if they know that you have insurance, they cannot tell you the cash pay price. That is crazy. That should be illegal.
Insane.
They don't give you the cash pay price anymore. But here's what's even crazier is they usually know that you have insurance before you get there because the hospital system is sharing it or your doctor is sharing it. So now you don't even get to know the cheapest price.
Nope.
Make it make sense.
Here's the thing.
And sometimes it will be more. Like even your copay.
Yes, it's more.
You could pay, your copay might be $20, but the cash pay price for
$4.
That
Yes. That's what I was going to say. Honestly, I think this is a key point to take away from this. I think a lot of people should really start looking into cash pay and maybe utilizing it more often. because also by doing that, you're eliminating how much money goes to the freaking insurance company.
Yes.
So if we want to try and take these bad boys down, I guess, like
the way to
cash
change
pay,
it right is if we all band together and start paying cash and just like, stick it to the insurance companies. But they have created a system of fear, and that's what they do. They scare people into, you have to have insurance because things are not going to be affordable. If not, look, I can guarantee you, call your primary care right now and ask them if they would rather you pay cash or insurance. I promise you, they're going to say cash. They want you to pay cash. They would rather not deal with insurance companies. Yeah. They would rather not. Like, but people just don't know this. And we've been scared as a whole to getting insurance. And now you're taxed if you don't. You're penalized. You go to file your taxes and you don't have insurance.
Oh yeah.
You're getting penalized now. How's that legal? Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, for real.
Good to know because I don't have insurance right now.
I mean, it just never mind.
We could just go on about this all day.
Yeah, we could just
fired up.
Yeah, we could talk about insurance all day. It's a scam. It's a scam. Your car insurance is a scam. All insurance is a scam.
Let me say this: if anybody knows anyone who has worked for an insurance company before, we want you on the podcast, please.
And they'll blur your face for your own security, for your own safety.
No shit though, because like people on TikTok and stuff like that, people that get online talking about it, they are on the.
I mean, listen, the United Healthcare guys, like the perfect example of this. Like, people need something. You're controlling the price. You're making this unaffordable. Hello, we're not doing good here. The insurance companies are not your friend. They are not your friend.
They're not.
I don't care what their little stupid slogans are. They're not your friend. Agreed.
It's insane.
Love that.
It's insane. I think like that would be a goal, is to one day like sit down and have some serious conversations with some people who really understand the inner workings on how that's structured, why some of those decisions are being made the way that they're being made, how to change it.
It's so wrong, and most people that are not in the healthcare industry have not a freaking clue.
Yeah. I wonder though, do you think it would be different if more clinicians were involved and like more healers were involved in the insurance and business side of dictating care rather than actual straight business people?
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think doctors as well get lost in the system. They don't know what they don't know. Think that they go into this wanting to do good, but they're victims to the system as well. I mean, for crying out loud, you can't get a damn stapler that you want in your hospital, right? Like I'm the doctor. I went to medical school. I know that this stapler is superior to other staplers. And that's just one example of like a pretty common use product. Imagine if that's like a heart valve.
Yeah.
We're talking serious stuff here. But I think more doctors are like catching on.
They are.
And they're getting there. But you take a big risk. I mean, most of these doctors that don't accept insurance they're in their own practice. It takes a lot of money to run a practice. Yeah. And, unfortunately, almost everybody does have insurance or some type of benefit. And so I think they weigh their odds too.
Well, the insurance companies take a ton of money from them too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're telling me I'm going to go in there as a surgeon and I'm going to do this whole entire procedure on this person, but you're going to take 70% of the profits on it?
And again, it's from the top down. A hospital administration negotiates the contracts with insurance companies. They decide which insurances they take. That trickles down to the doctors being like, okay, this is what we have negotiated that you're going to get paid for a procedure. I feel bad for them too. A
Yeah.
lot of the times because their hands are so tied, and they ultimately went to medical school.
Oh, they're hundreds of
residency.
thousands of dollars in debt too from student loans,
Yeah.
right? To get this education.
And they have hospital administration that may or may not have a master's degree. Some of them, let's just call it like a bachelor's degree, telling them how to operate, how to do the surgery. Listen, Mr. CEO, I'd like to see you scrub up and do this surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't, but you're sitting back here telling them what they can and can't do because it's going to affect your bottom line. Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad for them really because they've a lot. If I could just tell you the amount of stories I've heard of, I can't use this product, I can't use that product, or even I sat on the phone before or after clinic for 4 hours trying to get this patient's surgery approved. They shouldn't have to do that. They're arguing with somebody literally who went through a training course of deflect, deny. Like, are you serious?
Yes.
I'm not even kidding
Yeah.
you. Most of the surgeons these days say that they spend more time on the phone with insurance companies than they do actually operating.
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, 100%.
That's gross.
Well, and the fact that too, it's not even just that, it's the modality in which they're operating, the technique and the way in which they're doing the surgery to dictate and give patient care.
Yeah.
And like the more minimally invasive approach, certain minimally invasive approaches are, well, this patient doesn't have this or this patient this. And so, no, you need to do it this with this level of equipment in this specific way, which then if we like bottom line this, an open procedure to a minimally invasive procedure, you want to talk numbers. Let's talk about your freaking hospital stay. Let's talk about your pain management, rate for reoccurrence. Like the list goes on. And it's like, what numbers and metrics are you actually drawing this from?
Yeah.
The pocketbook.
Exactly into this, like minimally invasive procedures versus like open procedures. We'll circle this back to again, like pregnancy and delivery. The United States has triple the amount of C-sections than any other country in the world, y'all. You know why?
Really?
Doctors and hospitals make so much more money for C-sections than they do natural birth. Ladies, hear me. Your body is meant to do this. You can do this. You can do it. God created a perfect body for you to make and bring babies into this world. You do not need to be harassed, suckered into a C-section. By all means, guys, if that's what you want for your body, please do that.
Or in an emergency
situation,
life-saving measures.
Or
absolutely.
This is crazy. You're a doctor and you get 2 weeks maternity leave. I can't even fathom that. And you have to schedule a C-section just so you can make sure that everything is planned for a birth, like the minimal time that you have off work and to get back to work. Look, those are here for a reason. But the fact that hospitals and doctors make more money off of a C-section than a natural birth, y'all make it make sense. Just do a quick Google search. Global pregnancy fees. They make so much more money. And they try to like force you into that because they know they're going to make more money. Y'all, your body's a beautiful thing. You don't need it.
Yeah.
So stand up for yourself.
I think
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think bottom line too, I think the part that like just trying to like kind of wrap all of this into one, I'm going to ask you like a question about it too. But I think why we get so heated is like, we're all human at the end of the day. And the whole point of getting into healthcare and why doctors become doctors, they all want to help patients. And it's like, you can't even help a patient the way you want to anymore. You can't, because you're thinking about money, numbers, even from a patient perspective. I don't go to the doctor for some things sometimes because I'm worried about how much it's going to cost me.
Yeah.
It is sickening. I
agree. I think when let's make this a little positive. I think ultimately my calling, and I don't really know how to get there yet. I'm still figuring this out, but I've had many conversations with my husband and some of our friends who are in the industry as well. I think my calling and like why God put me into this role is to help me become some sort of like patient advocate. Patients don't know. They don't know how to read benefits. They don't know what their options are when they're in the hospital. They don't know that they can just have a normal delivery. They think they have to have a C-section, right? I think that's my calling. And I'm just trying to figure out how to get there. I've helped so many of my own friends and family members of like, hold on a second. They told you what? No, give me the phone.
Yeah.
One thing about me is I'm gonna fight back with you. I'm gonna turn into Karen on the other side of that phone real quick.
Yeah.
I will sit there. Just go ahead and transfer me to your manager.
Oh yeah.
Transfer me to your manager. Actually, just go ahead and skip all the managers. Just send me straight to the top.
Yeah.
I've learned a thing or two in this industry, but the one thing that I've learned the most and that I'm like most proud of and like is to be your own advocate. Be your own advocate. Do your own research. You have to, y'all.
Yeah.
I want to help more people do that. I can't say that I'm like a pro, but I like, a couple of things. So I'll do my best to help whoever I can. But
I think you definitely like you have a knack for that. You can see and tell how much you truly like care about those things. Not that we all don't, but you have like a special.
Well, thanks. I think I have that just right amount of mean in my body where I'm just like not like I hate the big guys. I'm like, how do we take the big guys down? I think there's a lot more people out there like me, but just don't know what to do. Again, you know, that like they see behind the curtain and they know how terrible it is, but like, what do you do? And it takes a lot of us coming together to stand up against them, but we'll get there. One step at a time. Right now, I just want to get my toddler out of diapers. So just one day at a time.
That's the first mountain to climb.
The first one.
So I guess you kind of already said this, but we'll wrap up with this question. What does humanizing medicine look like to you, especially in those moments that feel difficult or hard to understand? Or what's one piece of advice that you leave and hope that people take from these stories?
That question's so big. There's so many things to unpack. If I would have never worked in this industry, I would be a pawn to the system. I would do what they told me to do. I would start at your primary care, get a referral. Oh, you can't have this testing because you have to do this testing, or you can't have this medication because you haven't failed these 3 other medications first. I would be a pawn to the system. I have just learned like be your own advocate. Get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Do your research. Your research and have a support system with you that understands. I hear so many times of like, I want to do this, but like my husband thinks the opposite way, or they just do what the doctor says. They're the doctor. That's true. I'm sure there's a level of that. But again, a lot of times the doctor's not dictating. The insurance company is dictating.
And like, you know your body.
If you can not have insurance, if you can make that work for you and your family, do that. There's actually some really great podcasts and some really great information out there about, y'all, I'm going to get the name wrong. Crowd Health. I think it's called Crowd Health, where it's like basically you pay like a monthly fee, right? Like it's like $200 or whatever. You pay that, but then there's a community of you guys like all donating to this pot. So then when it's your turn for a knee replacement or a baby or whatever, it's negotiated a cash price and they pay for it that way.
I've heard about those.
And it is so cool. And I've really looked at it. There's not as big of a community here in Abilene. It's kind of like more in the bigger cities where it started. But I really think if we can jump on that movement and get more people there, like that's the way to go.
Because you only draw from it when you need it.
You only
but you're
draw from it when
also
you need it.
contributing. And it's, let's be real, $200 a month compared to what you pay in insurance.
I spend $200 a week in coffee. So that's really sad to admit. I'm really sorry, Katie, but that's what I spend.
Yeah.
But I would, I mean, we've looked into it, but there has to be enough people in your community to make it worth it. So if there's only 4 of you, right, and you're donating, that can be a little sketchy, but
there's a lot of them, like big ones in DFW, and a lot of them too. Like you can go pay cash pay for something. You can take that bill, turn it in, and they'll reimburse you too.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing. Like if you were to get church organizations involved in that,
A lot of them are
like that's philanthropic work. Those are like tax write-offs. Like if you're donating into that kind of a pot to help like your congregations or the community in the city, like I don't know why that's not more of a thing.
It should be.
If what I've heard, it is more of like a Christian based thing. Most of them are.
Okay.
That's how they started.
Yeah.
Because I've had to talk to people about this because I don't have insurance. So
Well, Haley, for whatever you need, call the hospital first. Ask for the cash pay price. Go from there because it's actually probably more affordable than you think.
Yeah. Ashley, thank you so much for coming on and just sharing and like being so vulnerable and open about your perspectives and your industry insights and knowledge. And we appreciate what you're doing in this industry, patient advocacy, all of the works, and we're excited to support you on your journey and your goals for continued patient impact. So,
well, thanks. And again, I wasn't prepared for the comments the first time. I'm probably still not prepared for them. And there's probably going to be a lot of people come for me, and that's okay. But all I can say to those people that come for me is, listen, I'm just a human. I'm just a medical rep. I'm just a mom, just a normal person. Show some compassion my way, guys. Like I have to be in these cases, right? It's just my experience that I've lived through. I don't necessarily enjoy all these days. It can be hard, right? And just because you see one 30-second clip on the internet, that doesn't mean that's my entire life. You know this much of me. I'm a whole nother person. I have a big heart. I'll do anything I can to help anybody. So let's spread more love, less hate.
yes, I love it. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.